Making your own corn tortillas is so easy and they're so good. Basically, there are 3 ingredients. The first one is the corn. This is a yellow field corn. It's organic. And the field corn is the corn that's actually grown for livestock. The sweet corn will not work for this. You have to use the field corn and make sure it's organic. And I get it from the grain place online, and I will put a link to their website in the description. The second ingredient is pickling lime. It's used for cucumbers and whatever else pickling. I use 5 tablespoons of that and boiling water. So I have 4 quarts of boiling water, 2 quarts of organic field corn. In it goes. 5 tablespoons of the pickling lime. And give it a quick stir. And I'm going to boil that for 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes, it's been boiling, and I'm just going to shut it off and put it on the back burner and let it sit for 24 hours. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, it's tomorrow, and we're going to finish up our corn. I am doing this part outside because what happens when you put the lime in with the corn is it softens and loosens the outside skin of the corn. And so we'll be washing that off right now. And I plugged up the sink a couple times, and so no more inside. We're doing it outside, and it's actually easier this way. I have a hose from a motorhome hose that is for drinking water. I have a bucket, a cookie cooler thingy, a colander, a big bowl, and the corn. So let's get started. Okay, so this is what the corn will look like after 24 hours sitting. It's gotten a lot larger, and the skins are loose and ready to come off. It feels a little bit slimy right now. So basically what I'm going to do is dump small batches into there, let it drain through, give it a squirt with a hose, precious corn. And I'm going to keep rinsing it until it no longer feels slimy and the water is pretty clear. So I will finish this round and then we'll come back. Okay, the corn has got its first rinsing. It's not nearly as slimy as it was, but there's still a lot on there that I want to come off. So I'm just going to do that same thing again. I'm going to put some into the colander and rinse it. And I just try and squeeze it between my fingers a little bit, just to kind of rub it against my fingers and also against the other corn. So that's the second wash. It's noticeably cleaner, and we'll go through it and give the whole batch another wash. Okay, this is after the second rinse, and you can see the water is a little yellow red color, but there's not a whole lot of debris floating around in it. So what I'm going to do, I like to run it through my fingers as much as I feel like doing, and with some water in there. And this will take one more rinse, and then we'll take it into the house and we'll finish it. All right. Okay, we're back in the house, and we're going to just give it a final rinse. Let it sit in the water while we are doing the batches in the food processor. And you see that the water is pretty clear now. There's still some things that are floating around, and I don't know, sometimes it seems like it takes 3-4 washes, and sometimes it takes 5 or 6, and I don't really know what the difference is. Maybe it's just that I agitate it more with my hands. But what we'll do now is I will just take batches with a dish, scoop them out, and put them into a colander. Give them a final rinse. And then I'm going to put them in the food processor. And I'm just going to get a little bit more than that. Okay. We like ours a little spicy, so these are serrano peppers that we grew last year, and we just take them right off the plant, put them into the freezer, wash them, put them in the freezer. I just cut the stems off just now. So I just throw a few in each batch, and a little salt. And I don't measure. I kind of don't measure anything. If I think I got one of these batches too salty or not salty enough, I will adjust in the next batch, because they're all going together anyway. Okay, and a little water to get the thing started. And here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen for the sound of this to change. It's going to be all chunky and loud sounding. When it's getting near being done, it'll sound a lot smoother. I won't be hearing chunks hit the blade anymore. Okay. I always stop it when when you are doing this. You're going to have some stick to the sides, and that needs to go down into mix so you don't have big chunks like that. And you need to mix this fairly well. Get it a little bit creamy. If you don't mix it enough, it's going to be a little bit chunky, and it won't really make as nice a tortilla. So it needs to go maybe another minute or so from here. Okay, that batch is done. You get this spatula, so you've got, that's about the amount of water that we like. If you're going to make tamales out of this, you will want to have a drier mix. But this works well for tortillas. So I just scoop it out into my bowl. And throw another batch in. And keep going till I'm done. Okay, here's the finished corn. And this is a little bit drier than I usually do it. But it's better to be too dry than too wet because you can't take the water away. So when we're actually using this, if it turns out like it's too dry, we can add a little bit of water then. So what I do with this now is I freeze it. And I just use a Ziploc freezer, quart bags. And I fill each one, get the air out, and lay them flat so they fit in our teeny tiny little freezer. And then they will last for a long time. I don't know how long, just as long as stuff lasts in the freezer, I suppose. And I think it's probably best if you try to get all the air out of the bag. So just kind of pull it like that, get the air out, and shut it, and then lay it flat like that. Okay. So this is what we got with our 2 quarts of corn. 4 Ziploc bags full, which I'm going to put in the freezer. And this is enough for, how many tortillas would this make, Tom?
4, 5.
Yeah, I think 5 probably. So we're going to save this out, and we will be using this on our next video. So thank you for watching our video, and we really appreciate it. And watch our next video, which is where we are going to show you how to cook these. There's a little trick to it. They're easy, but there's a little trick to it. So we'll see you next time. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.